Hello, my name is Teresita Blanco, the Artsy sister, and we're continuing with Saturnastra Marduke. This is chapter 3, part 2. I guess you're right. You should leave this place while you can, said Canon very seriously. His eyes were a deep crystal blue, bordering on white. His gaze had a way of making you feel like you were garbage. It is a bummer how he fitted into this group. Till now, he has stayed out of our conversation. If I remember correctly, he was the one who bashed my head against the floor. Why should I asked cautiously. You're different. You're not like us. You can be whatever you want. There's still time. Why do you want to become a murderous savage? He asked pleadingly. For the first time, I saw a hint of true emotion shining behind his disdainful eyes. You wouldn't understand, I said, diverting the question. You are staying because of that mother of yours. You know as well as I do that she will forget all about you as soon as she has the new baby, he said in a fury. As much as I hated to admit it, Canon was right. Mother was going to forget about me the second Leo entered this world. After dinner, we headed out to the courtyard. For the remaining 7 hours of the day, we spent learning basic fighting techniques. From time to time, my Fuka will have a spark. He seemed a bit less energetic for the second half of the day. He gave us command mechanically. Thankfully, his mind was elsewhere. This was a welcome relief from the horrors of a few hours ago. Needless to say, everyone survived the second half of the training. When night descended, combat training was suspended. For the next 7 hours, our minds were honed in the snake room of the Chimera Wing. During this time, we covered many topics. They ranged from useful skills such as herbalists and theological debates. This mental training was given by the nymph called Undine, who seemed a bit out of place. Had she been in any other palace, her presence might have been understandable. However, her graceful manner and soothing voice contrasted drastically with Mafuka's training. Her hair was long and red, and when she smiled, little flowers would sprout all over her hair. She wore a loose white dress. It revealed her barefoot feet and long, delicate arms. According to Roy, she was Mafuka's wife. Together, they took care of the first phase of the training. From all she said, what struck accordingly was her lecture on life and death. She had a very niche perspective that could be summarized in this sentence: the strong live while the weak die. Then she went on to explain the different kinds of strength. In this world, power came from the mind and from the body. Even someone as strong as Berthamet can easily be defeated by wit, she said. One of the newcomers said, I have my doubts. Yes, really, Berthamet was not born this powerful. At one time, he was small and puny like you, and as such, he had to survive by his wits alone. His sagacity helped him survive to adulthood. Unlike you, he did not have a teacher to show him the way. He had to figure out everything on his own. You should be thankful for the opportunity he's giving you, children, she said with admiration. After this 7-hour lesson, we went to sleep on our beds. We all shared the same novice room. There were a lot of empty beds in the room. Walking among the rows of my bed, I found the one that had my name on it. It came with a small blue drawer for my clothing. Before my bed, there was a small chest. I opened it and found a sword tied with a letter. The handle of the blade was small, and it seemed to fit my hand. I passed my hand over the sharp edge. I took the letter to my bed and lit my lamp. In the darkness, I saw that Canon was my bedmate. He had already changed into his nightgown. His blue eyes were piercing into my skin. Ignoring him, I read the letter. The letter was from my mother. She congratulated me for doing so well in my first lesson. The rest of the letter was about Leo this and Leo that. Seeing the tone of the letter led me to burn it. The time?
You still have 10 minutes.
I then changed and put on my white nightgown. All the while Canon was glaring at me. When I laid down, he said, It is not too late for you to escape. Running away is not an option for me. I whispered back at Canon in the darkness. He said nothing afterwards. When all was quiet, I was finally able to fall asleep. Some hours later, Celot entered the barracks. Slowly, cautiously, he searched for me. Like a statue, he watched me sleep. For a while, I pretended not to notice him inside inside the room. Seeing his eyes shining in the dark made me rise from bed. Sorry, boy, did I wake you? He said, sitting down at the edge of my bed. Not really, I whispered to him. Seeing you were right about Leo, he said. If he's born a curse like us, he will break your mother's heart. I know. I just don't know how to talk sense into the woman, he said, sighing. I wouldn't put it past you to try to beat some sense into her, I said mockingly. I'm not the kind of man who would hit a woman, he snapped in an icy whisper. Let her have her Leo, and if you send him here, I will kill you, I said angrily, lying down again. Boy, you surprise me sometimes, he said in the darkness, and after he said this, my stepfather left the barracks. After he left, I was able to fall asleep. In my dream, I saw one of my siblings in the middle of the woods. She had changed quite a bit. Her skin was tan and her hair was black and straight. Her eyes shone icy green like those of a cat. She was wearing a dress that seemed to be made of moss and grass. She was having tea with a water demon and a fire demon. There was an empty seat reserved for me. Smiling coyly, she said, would you like some lemon with your tea? No sugar, please, I responded. How many spoonfuls? 2, I said. She grabbed her spoon and took some sugar from the porcelain basin. The first time she dipped her spoon in the basin, the sugar came out blue. The second time, it came out green. Taking my teacup, I smelled the tea. It had a pleasant aroma that reminded me of home. After taking a sip, I spitted the tea back into the cup. This made her giggle. I just remembered that I hate tea. I woke up after saying this. The next day, we had the chariot exercise again. Whenever I got close to the horses, my Fuka would threaten to give me a royal beating. On the third day, I was foolish enough to test his patience. For being a small dwarf, he ran faster than his horses. To make matters worse, he had a lot of endurance. He caught me after 5 hours of running from him. I never forgot the beating he gave me. It made me respect and resent the man a little more. Alright, this is the end of the chapter. Bye bye and God bless.